What if I told you that every exhausted principal that I've met over the years is fighting the wrong battle? Picture this. You're boxing with Mike Tyson, throwing punch after punch, 50-hour work weeks, midnight emails, weekend school events. You're landing every hit, but you're losing the fight. Why? Because you're boxing your own shadow. I've spent years as that shadow boxer, working myself to death, convinced that good principles sacrifice everything. But here's what broke my brain. The principals that seemed effortless, who had thriving schools and went home for dinner at a reasonable time and actually enjoyed the weekend, they weren't working harder. They were working from a completely different operating system. That's when I realized I have to save everyone was actually the belief destroying my ability to save anyone. And that's when everything shifted in my principal career. Your beliefs about leadership aren't noble truths, they're like software programs. And if the program is sacrifice yourself to serve others, you're running malware that crashes the whole system. This is what I call the first pillar of sustainable leadership, getting your own beliefs straight. Because until you reprogram that mental software to include your own well being, the very strategy you try will just be shadowboxing. Now for the second B. I want you to picture the most respected principal you know. Now ask yourself, do they really explain why they can't stay late for a meeting? Here's what I did with an important boundary. I treated my weekly therapy session like a dinner reservation that I could reschedule at any moment. But my IEP meetings, my staff meetings, those were sacred, untouchable. Then it hit me. Why am I doing this? What if I flipped the script? I started treating this weekly session that was so important to my well being like a meeting with the state superintendent. I blocked it in my calendar. No explanation, no apology, just that time is committed. Suddenly, something magical happened. People stopped trying to own my evenings, not because they cared less about their needs, but because I'd signaled that I was not an all you could eat buffet. It's like being a bank vault versus a tip jar. The vault doesn't apologize for being locked, it just is. But the tip jar, everyone assumes they can grab from it whenever they need change. The moment you stop explaining your boundaries and start protecting them, like the mission critical appointments they are, people don't push back. They respect the system. So this second B, boundaries, because without that, even the clearest thinking in the world won't save you from burnout. Now to our final B. This 30-second ritual helped me end my day and has nothing to do with school. Picture this. You're at a restaurant. The waiter brings you a glass of water. You pick it up, you take a sip, no problem. But what if the waiter said, actually, you need to hold this glass for an hour? Now, the next 6 hours, or maybe even 12 hours. Don't worry, it's the same water. Suddenly, the harmless glass becomes torture as you hold it so long, your arms ache and tremble, and eventually you drop the glass. Your work responsibilities are that glass of water. Manageable during work hours, unbearable when you don't put him down. The weight didn't change, but your capacity to carry it did. I used to carry that glass 24/7, checking emails at dinner, scrolling parent complaints at bedtime. My brain never got the signal that work was over, so it never was. Then I discovered that what I call the digital sunset protocol. At 6 p.m. sharp, laptop closed, phone away, and I literally said out loud, my workday is over. Then I count back 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Sounds silly? Maybe. But that ritual became my permission slip to put the glass down. So that's the third B, balance. Not work-life balance, but work-life separation. Because the problems, they will still be there tomorrow. They don't go away. But you'll be rested enough to actually solve them. And that is how you lead from a full cup instead of an empty one. So here's the hard truth. No one tells us exhausted principles. You spent years convincing yourself that your wellness is selfish. But think about it like this. When a flight attendant says, put your oxygen mask on, they're not being dramatic. they're being practical. You can't save anyone if you're unconscious. Your school is that airplane. Your staff and students are the passengers. And right now, you're trying to help everyone else breathe while you're slowly suffocating. So this week, I want you to do these three things. First, pay attention to your beliefs about your wellness. Set boundaries about something outside of work that is important to you. And third, create some balance through a digital sunset protocol. Now go put that glass down. Your school will still be there tomorrow, and you'll finally be ready for it. If you like this video, share with others, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'm Lana, reminding you to lead well for a better you. Thank you.